Good morning. This is Dr. V. Ravikumar, Assistant Professor of Public Administration. Today we will discuss meaning, nature, and scope of public administration. Public administration has a very important place in the life of people. In fact, public administration is as old as our civilized life. In ancient times, many kingdoms had evolved their well developed system of administration and played a great role. It's a branch of government that touches more directly than any other on the lives of human beings. So, dear students, we can find the scope of the subject is so great and so diversified that it is easier to understand the concepts because we are directly connected to the subject and benefiting from the administrative services. Further, it is also a scoring subject either in the competitive examinations like UPSC civil services examinations or in any academic examinations. So we can discuss what is public administration and what is administration and what is public in public administration. We can discuss the literal meaning of administration. Administration, the word administration is derived from the Latin words ad and minister, which means to serve or to manage. So administration denotes to serve people, to care for people, or to look after people. It is a part of the government by which the goals of the governments are realized. So what is public administration? Public refers to large number of people or citizens, and administration has been defined as a cooperative effort towards achieving some common goal. Here, the cooperative effort means when two or more than two people work together towards achieving a common goal is called cooperative effort. And to achieve the common goal, administrator should manage the human and material resources. So we can call administration is a cooperative effort towards achieving some common goal. It means administration is sum of all activities performed in an organization. And why common goals? Because setting goals gives the purpose and they help us to guide our life. Similarly, common goals for an organization will guide the organization to accomplish. What is an organization? It is a physical structure that defines a different hierarchical levels, and administration is the activities performed by people at different hierarchical levels within the organization. You can see in an organization hierarchical levels tells about relationship between superior and subordinate. Communication occurs between hierarchical positions. Superior subordinate communication refers to the interactions how they work together to achieve organizational goals. In general, in any organization, orders being given from superiors to subordinate is the most basic form of downward communication. We can discuss in communication topic what is downward and upward communication, but satisfactory upward and downward communication is most essential for a successful organization because it closes the gap between superior and subordinate by increasing the level of trust and support. When everyone work, when people pursue a common interest and work together as a team, they achieve more. In fact, team refers together everyone achieves more. And an administrator is a person whose job involves helping to organize and supervise the way that an organization functions. So we can watch this video which is a classic example and suits our topic of discussion.
smarter to travel in groups.
So, their individual limitation, incapacity has been overcome by forming the teams and working together. We can further discuss the objective of public administration. The objective of public administration is to improve the government performance. Most governments, you can take any government in the world, around the world, all the governments are working on improving their performance. It is clear the performance of a country's government has emerged as a key determinant of the competitive advantages of nations. However, we can discuss various definitions given by thinkers about public administration. What is public administration? Public administration is government administration, government in action. It means to implement the policy of government to serve public. So before we delve deeper into understanding nature and scope of public administration, it would be beneficial to see how different authors have tried to define what public administration is. Let us discuss the definition given by Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson is considered as the father of public administration. He was the 28th President of the United States of America. He had published The Study of Administration. It's an essay that served as the foundation for the study of public administration. Hence, he is considered the father of public administration. He has given a definition that is, public administration is the detailed and systematic application of law. Every particular application of law is an act of administration. And Piffer has defined public administration as administration is the activities of the people cooperating each other to accomplish common objectives and goal. Demock also defined public administration as it is concerned with what and how of the government. The what is the subject matter, the technical knowledge of a field, which enables the administrator to perform his task. The how is the technique of management, the principles according to which cooperative programs are carried through to success. Each is essential and together they form the synthesis called public administration. Simon, Herbert Simon, has asserted that public administration has two important aspects, namely deciding and doing things. The first provides the basis for the second. If we want to do something, we have to choose, we have to decide to do it, usually after careful thought and taking into consideration of all the possibilities. We can remember the famous Vedic saying, war begins in the minds of men and women, which is contained in the Atharva Veda, is a reality which experience in the numerous cases. It can be interpreted in two ways: a war that we wage outside in the physical reality, and the other that we knowingly or unknowingly wage against our own selves. The large number of conflicts which happens daily between persons and families and in any organization are due to misunderstanding and false imagination which originate in the minds of people. With misunderstandings and assumptions, persons make allegations against each other and react negatively, ending up in fierce fights and prolonged enmity. So, as suggested by UNESCO's charter, if war begins in the minds of men, then the reverse must also be true, and overcoming violence and hostility must also start with people's mind. So, we can discuss, we can go directly into the nature and scope of public administration now. We already discussed that public administration is so wide, but it lacks consensus among scholars about its nature and scope. However, there are two views regarding the nature of public administration, that is, integral view and managerial view. So, what is integral view and managerial view? We can discuss further. Integral view means, according to integral view, public administration covers all the activities of all the persons from top to bottom, which are undertaken to accomplish the objectives of the organization. In other words, public administration is the sum total of clerical, technical, managerial, and manual activities. L.D. White, Henry Fayol supported this view, and if you think in most of the developing countries like India, public administration has to be studied with the integral approach only, as 90% of the work originating at the clerical level is mostly okayed at the top level. That's why the clerk is considered as the kingpin in our administrative system. And what is managerial view? According to the managerial view, public administration includes only the managerial activities and not the clerical and not the technical and not the manual activities, which are non managerial in nature. Thus, the activities of only the top persons, and this view regards administration as getting things done and not doing things at all. This view is supported by Luther Gully, Simon, Smithberg, and Thompson. The main difference between the two views is that the integral view includes the activities of all the persons, whereas the managerial view confines only the activities of few persons at the top level. And scope of public administration we can discuss. Broadly speaking, public administration is everywhere with us, from the cradle to the grave, or from womb to tomb. For example, everyone needs a birth certificate as a proof of birth. Similarly, death certificate as an evidence of death. These certificates are authorized by public administration authorities. So, public administration embraces all the activities of the government. However, there are two views regarding the scope of public administration, that is, post carb view and subject matter view. So, what is the post carb view? The post carb view was advocated by Luther Gulick, and according to Gulick, the post carb activities are common to all organizations. He sums up the scope of public administration in the acronym called post carb and explain that each word indicates one element of administration. So P stands for planning, which means the working out in broad outline the things to be done, the methods to be adopted for doing the things, and to accomplish the purpose. Organization means the establishment of the formal structure of authority through which the work is subdivided, arranged, defined, and coordinated. Staffing. S stands for staffing, which means the recruitment process, training the personnel, and maintaining favorable working conditions of employees. D stands for directing. This is the continuous task of making decisions and issuing orders and instructions and serving as the leader of the enterprise. C stands for coordinating, which means interrelating the work of various divisions, sections, and other parts of the organization. So, CO stands for coordinating. R stands for reporting. Reporting is keeping informed those to whom the executive is responsible as to what is going on in an organization. This includes keeping oneself and one's subordinate informed through records, research, or through inspection. Means informing the superiors within the agency to whom the executive is responsible. And B stands for budgeting. Budgeting means fiscal planning, control, and accounting. So, in brief, PostCorp, P stands for planning, O stands for organization, S stands for staffing, D for directing, CO for coordination, R for reporting, and B for budgeting. However, there is criticism on postcard view because a major defect in postcard view that it does not cover formulation and implementation of the policy, which is crucial for the government. And postcard view emphasizes only on the techniques of administration and ignores the subject matter. So it is technique oriented rather than subject oriented. Therefore, the scope of administration is defined very narrowly, and that too conscious of the top management only by ignoring all other levels of management. So the second view is subject matter view. Postcard is the instrument only. To apply these instrument, the knowledge of the subject is required. Without the knowledge of subject matter, it will become almost impossible to apply postcard effectively. Hence, according to the subject matter view, public administration deals not only with administrative techniques such as postcard, but also with the substantive fields of administration such as defense, education, public health, social welfare, agriculture, police, fire, protection, and so on. This is because each department, for instance, administration of defense department and administration of education department, there is difference. Since both are different departments, the method of administration must be different. As a result, both will have different problems. Hence, the knowledge of the subject matter with which an administration of that department is concerned is very essential for the effective administration of that department. You can observe that working at border to protect the country and working from home importing online education is entirely different. So finally, we can conclude that the post-carb view and subject matter view are not mutually exclusive but complement each other, and both administrative technique as well as expertise in the substantive fields have equal importance in public administration. In the modern welfare state like India, people expect many things, a wide variety of services. In this context, in public administration provides a number of welfare and social security services to the people. Hence, postcard view and subject matter view together constitute the proper scope of public administration. Thank you.